Certainly does. Both sets of players are going to come out today. Conditions are almost perfect. It's like wind swirling around this wonderful stadium here, but both sides, I'm sure, will want to come out and want to play some rugby. I'm sure the Scarlets, they'll be coming out here today to try to take the game to Clermont Auvergne, try and run those big forwards from Clermont around the pitch and tire them out towards the end of the game.
Great history and pride to the Scarlets. The shirt's handed out by yourself. What's the vibe there?
Yeah, I think it was more emotional for myself this morning than the players, and I'm sure they now will be looking forward to getting onto the field.
One name will stand out for both sets of supporters: Stephen Jones, linchpin, tactical maestro and fly half for the visitors. Ex-Clermont, of course, where he was much loved. The captain, Dwayne Peel, leading the team out there. Regan King unlocking the tightest of defences. It is a big challenge for the Scarlets, but having not to lose over last year, that'll give them the belief that they can beat any French team anywhere.
I certainly will, you know, down in Toulouse, and it's their third win on French soil, and they'll be looking to make this their fourth. They know they can come out here, and as the guys in the studio said, if they can get parity up front, and they know they can score tries, it's just a matter of keeping ball, making sure that the contact area is good, no turnovers in contact, try to frustrate Clermont Auvergne for long periods of time.
Led by Aurélien Rougerie, but it's like a League of Nations: French, Italian, English, South African, Argentinian, and other nationalities represented. They play, though, as one, with real passion for the club, both sides of the whitewash. They're the reigning Challenge Cup holders, just pipped in the French League final by Stade, and this team really does mean business.
They certainly do. They made some big signings. John Smith lifted the World Cup not a matter of weeks ago. He's now on the bench. You got Mario Ledesma there in Atoka with Emmanuel and Celso in the front row, formidable front row, a big pack. But they like to play some rugby as well. They like to get Malzou, Rougerie, Flush into this game. They want to play the type of rugby where they'll excite this crowd.
Two-thirds of the team are internationals. Argentina's Mario Ledesma and Martin Celso in the front row. Julian Bonner is 6. Pierre Mignoni, scrum half, looking to service Brock James efficiently. Both wingers, 6'4", dangerous. Aurélien Rougerie, the skipper, and Julien Malzieu, they will look to give it a rip. Now we are going to have a few moments appreciation for Ray Gravel, the president of Llanelli Scarlets and a true legend of the game.
23 fois sélectionné en équipe de Galles, 4 tests match avec les Lions britanniques. Et en sa mémoire, et selon le souhait du club de Llanelli, je vais vous demander bien de faire une standing ovation à monsieur Ray Gravel. Standing ovation pour ce grand monsieur.
Throw this in a second. Careful.
He'll be sadly missed, Scott.
A huge loss to world rugby. Wonderful man, a family man, a great man of the Scarlets down the years. A good Welshman, very proud man. Huge loss to everybody.
So just moments away from this cracking pool 5 match we've seen Wasson Munster. 1 point of difference. What a game that was, and a lot of omens pointing in the direction of another very fine game here. Your referee is Chris White of England. The conditions are very good.
Yeah, wonderful conditions. Now all the nerves are gone. Players are where they want to be, out in the middle of the park. You think it's a big 20 minutes now. Whichever side can settle in quicker. Clermont, it's only their 3rd game of the season. They started late after the World Cup. The Scarlets will want to try to exploit that early on.
Brock James, who's been a real star here. A great signing for the club to start this match. Popham goes and claims. Full of fire and aggression as he took that one into contact. Stephen Jones has time to clear. Ex-Clermont, of course, much love. When he was down here, a really popular figure, and there's Jon Smit, the World Cup winning captain, number 16. Also Alex King, 21, so hugely influential at Wasps, both tactically and culturally when he was there. He's number 22, right. Taken up by Garcia, popped backwards. The referee has given a knock on.
They go start with the Scarlets, Ali Popham taking that early. And then Stephen Jones, composure, he knows every inch of this ground. He was here for 2 years, put it in, and then he came up with a big tackle, a big turnover. He wants to show the players he played with, and now playing against, that he means business.
Big weight advantage in the pack for the Scarlets.
Yeah, but when I was playing, it didn't always reflect the weight that you carry on the field.
What were you, 125, your fighting weight, was it?
A little bit.
First chance for Clermont to possibly get points on the board. Flosh was kicking from well inside his own half and kicking it through the uprights quite comfortably. So there is an option there. Or Brock James for Clermont.
Yeah, the first one from the scrum. The referees just trying to make themselves known early on. They're having a look at that. Don't mess about. Let's get on with the game. Give a penalty against the Scarlets. Chance now for Clermont to take the advantage. But we did see Flock. He was kicking those from nearly 60 metres before. Maybe this is just a little bit too close for him.
Brock James, then, the French League top point scorer this season. This is a challenging first attempt. Oh, that is superb. What a start for the home side.
Yeah, it's a wonderful strike. This wind is swirling around this stadium. And the composure, he just took it in his stride, banged it over. Just what Clermont Auvergne needed. He knew that was going over when it left the boot.
Clermont at home have won the last 21 matches in all competitions. Rougerie deciding to bang that one upfield.
Yeah, he's such a big man. Doesn't need a back row there. He'll do the job himself. He can catch it. And he's got a big left boot at him. Local hero.
How about the couple of props that hookers that Clermont have got then? Ledesma, and on the bench, Jon Smit. It's incredible, isn't it?
Not a bad replacement, is it? Two of the best hookers in world rugby at the moment.
That ball, Peel goes back to give it to Jones, and the defensive line coming up very quickly. Tackles are going thumping in. Now the Scarlets get a chance.
Fishway trying to make his mark. We see the first scrum. Contact area now, a bit of diving in. Stay on your feet, he's telling them. As we see Yeston Thomas running hard. Good tackle, came over the top. But he's got to roll away from those situations. He can't keep his body and his momentum going round. You've got to get away, and hopefully that'll make for a good open game of rugby for us.
Jones drives that one deep. Knows the ground so well. How satisfied he would be. How much it would set the Scarlets up if they could nick a win here away from home. Vern Cotter into contact. Popham, Calvin Thomas. Good position now for the Scarlets. Peel sliding and having a go himself, unloading it well. And Cooper was on hand. Closer and closer now, the Scarlets. Looking for the first try of the afternoon, but the turnover comes and Clermont get the chance to clear their lines.
Poor play for the Scarlets there. They just needed a little bit more composure. They did the right thing. They had the runners coming off the back of the line out. They controlled it. Dwayne Peel looked quite sharp. And then we see Matthew Rees. Unfortunately, there's no 50-50s. He should just grab the ball, go down with it, set it up again, composure. if you can't get away with a try, then at least force the opposition into giving a penalty away. Unfortunately, the Scarlets now are back, as we see a huge boot, hasn't quite made touch, back in the 0-22.
Sodal flicking it across. Evans mixing it up. Nicely swept by Celso.
He's got lovely skills for a big man. We saw him out here practicing his passing before the game.
There's Puma's colleague, Ledesma.
They play with a smile on their face for me.
Audebert. James. Up it goes, high and long. Well taken there by Morgan Stoddard.
Yeah, you want a feeling they're going to put Morgan Stoddard under a little bit of pressure coming in.
Clermont will be very happy with that.
Certainly will. Sometimes when you take those balls and you're running back behind, you just need to take a little bit, just let the side come back, take a little bit of composure. Don't need to rush things.
Crowd are really getting going now. It stands around so high and it keeps the sound in, it reverberates around. It's a wonderful atmosphere. Field charge down. Difficult. Evans does well to clear up there. Jones goes back and provides deal with an option. He gets it now, and looking to run it from behind their own try line. Stoddard playing it out of the tackle. Regan King, was he held there by Mullen before he got the ball?
Well, I think now we are under no illusions how the Scarlets are going to play this afternoon. If they can't kick it 60 metres, then they're going to have a go. Stephen Jones, as we said, he's played on here on many occasions, seeing that they had a 4-on-2 and deciding behind his line to go from it. Sometimes that's what you need to do to win out in France. Keep these crowd a little bit quiet.
James, flat. Flosh has to rise high to take that one.
He's there, he's fine. Let go, let go. That's good, that's good.
The width being put on the ball by both sides. Ledesma. Rolling and scrapping and fighting for every metre. Privat. Only going in there to clear. Comes back to James. Canale.
He's let go of it, boys, that's gone.
Oh, it's straight through the middle. Jacquet was there, but the referee's whistle stops him.
Let off from the Scarlets there.
You must
Just
get
have a
up
look at the
first.
contact area.
You're lying on the floor, you pick it up, and then you start running.
As you say, he's lying on the floor. He picks the ball up and he starts running. Scarlets lucky to get away from that. They've got to put somebody in the hole, in behind there. Clermont put some width on the game, and they tried to exploit it then through the middle. I got to be honest, if I was a Clermont player, I would a little bit agree with that. Regan King there, as you see him, normally known for his flair, for showing some brute strength there. Good tackle.
The line out, not what Matthew Rees wants. So back to scrum time. Manually, Ledesma and Celso up against Thomas Rees and Deacon Manu. Mignoni, James. Just knocking that one behind Gaff James. Very cute.
Yeah, wonderful kick. Just bang him down into the corner. Pick it end up. And sometimes it's easier to put it over the top than try and get there out wide. As you see, a lovely time kick. Putting the Scarlets under pressure. They know they just turned wide and line out over. They'll try to do it again.
Reset. 4, 5.
Just checking the call, and it goes, and safe. Pop up. Field, Jones. Thumping that one upfield and into touch, nearly up to halfway.
Popham being used to carry off first phase quite a bit, standing off line out, coming round, peeling off line out, getting over the gain line.
What a World Cup Ledesma and his compatriots had. Waterberg took that one, flicking it up, releasing James. Looked inside, but the man overran him a little bit, so held on. Now clean ball, Mignoni. Ledesma into the 22. The momentum is with the home side. Turnover, the referee is letting it play. Jones. Rougerie trying to steal it off him.
Need a bit of width.
Deal. Stood on, looking to push Brock James all the way back. It's going to be a 22.
Yeah, it was a poor kick, really. If he'd picked his head up, he had a lot of numbers out wide. If they'd just put it through hands, maybe they'd have been up the right-hand touchline. But Martha J. Watkins come away from that contact area with the ball, looking to step up. As we see Ledesma, he does work tirelessly, as we've seen, as you mentioned, for Argentina, but does like to carry, does like to get over that gain line, loves the contact. But Matthew J. Watkins somehow came away with the ball.
Long and into touch.
Yeah, the game hasn't quite settled down yet. Scarlets allowing that to go into touch there. Should have had the line covered. They tend to put the ball to touch and pressuring that Scarlets line out early on.
Let's go the Scarlets' way. Simon Easterby, the normal captain's got a problem with his bicep. It's not serious, but he has been rested. Mark Jones pulled out of training, so he's also injured. Jones mixing it up, pushing Rougerie back, and it's a difficult one for the winger to take.
Yeah, push there on Rougerie coming through. He managed to get the ball, but not before he had a little taps on the back. As we see here, Regan King just showing he's there. It was only a little touch, but it's enough.
13 as well, be careful with the offside, please. Offside 13.
Chris White misses very little.
I noticed that when I used to play. We could see a big kick here. He was putting them over before in training, before the game.
Now here's Flosh, and we've seen him
very much from this
hit the
distance.
ball over, yep, in training, just half an hour or so ago. So he knows that they do go over. That's a practice situation now to take a useful 6-0 lead.
Tell him to be careful not to run in front of the ball.
Yeah, he's a good ref, Chris White. He doesn't miss much. Allows you to get on with the game if you play it in the right spirit.
So underneath Flosh. No, got underneath that one, not even close. That's in field, nasty one. Brock James to take, he's short of the length. Up it goes. Beautifully taken by Thomas and Jones, and good timing of the run there. Gavin Evans. Jones again. Interception, Rougerie! He read it beautifully. Under the posts. The skipper does a job on the ex-player, Stephen Jones.
Yeah, you can see that. Stephen was winding up. And Stephen, I think, has put Rougerie in on this pitch on a number of occasions, but today. They're playing in different coloured jerseys. Will be disappointed with that. As you can see, they come in. He saw it early, and he's a big man. He knew he was going to get there. Got pace. Easy try for Rougerie. That just settled them down now.
Pluses and minuses of knowing each other so intimately. Now, very much on differing sides. Aurélien Rougerie, one club man, always been here at Clermont, and he'll be so satisfied to give the home side some decent breathing space now.
He certainly will, and show the character now of the Scarlets. To come back from that, something that you don't mind when a side scores against you, when they create something, but not when you give it away. Not when you give a simple try away like that. It's even harder to take. They need now to get back into the game. They need to build. They just need to get some sort of points in the game in the next 5 or 6 minutes.
And what's a 10-point difference? Wasp proved that just yesterday. What a game that was. Llanelli to James, but under pressure.
Yeah, the Scarlets certainly won't panic. They'll try to build themselves back into this game. As you remember, that wonderful game we saw down in Toulouse last year. But they want to do the basics well. They want to get the contact area sorted, clean up the line out a little bit. Just maybe play in areas, bag it in, frustrate Clermont, put them down in the corners.
Ball. Work from Gavin Thomas. So that Peel could now provide the ball for Jones, and Popham. There's a lot of ball into contact. Gavin Evans took that well behind him. Peel, King, he can unlock all sorts of defences. Manu inside Stoddard, and Bater. Counter drive there. Popham make sure it comes back for Peel. Watkins, King having a good look here. Excellent run from King. Beautiful pass, quite superb from the Scarlets. The referee's not sure. David James thinks he scored 5 points.
Yeah, looks like it from up here. Wonderfully created try. Went through the phases, didn't panic. A lovely dummy run earlier on to put Regan King through. David James going over the line, and he does like to score these in Europe. He's got very long fingers, David James.
Does he drop that? It was brilliant from Regan King, who saw Udubert and went round the outside of the open side flanker.
No, that's a try.
The heart of your head.
Don't look at me like that. It's a try.
We'll soon find out. Graham Hughes, the video ref, having a look at these pictures. Azure trying to put David James off. Big moment, this.
It is a big moment. We said, can they get in? They need to score some sort of try in the next 5 or 6 minutes. And we'll see.
I may award the try. Thank you.
And they've done that.
Try's been given. The Scarlets come smashing back. Brilliant break from Regan King.
Okay.
And the top try scorer in the history of the competition, David James, adds another one. Super conversion.
As we see Iestyn Thomas goes on the dummy run, just allows Regan King to get on the outside. You felt that he may just have lost it, but kept the ball in 2 hands, and a wonderful pass to David James. And as we saw, he just snuck over in the corner. He's done that many, many occasions in Europe.
Contested heavily, and now Mignoni slides and delivers. Good handling. Rougerie comes in, Popham just about brings him to the deck. On the 22 now, Mignoni bundled over, but he's back up to fire it out. Bonner. All success during the World Cup for France. Mignoni and Celso short and hard.
Yeah, he loves our work with Celso. Mignoni as well. He's picked the pace up in the last 10 or so minutes. He had a poor sort of World Cup with France, but he just knows that this Heineken Cup could launch another campaign for him with the Six Nations looming.
Still being played by the Scarlets. Unusual way of retaining possession there.
True, that's not the training field move. Well, they say never give up on anything, and when that came off Dwayne Peel's boot, David James could have just said, well,
Let's have a look at the number 9.
not the best kick in the world, but he chased it and he managed to get up, retain the ball, as we see there.
Just quick.
I'll keep it in touch, but not one of Dwayne Peel's best kicks.
Thank you, one moment. It's quicker.
10-7.
Change.
Both sides are saying before
Yes, Mercy. Thank you,
the game that they genuinely really wanted to play. Emmanuel Lee goes off.
Careful with the number 9. Make sure he's got contact with number 9 beforehand. Okay, that means
Some attention.
Be careful.
They certainly are playing. Both sides have come out, they're putting the ball through hand, they're having a go. This could build into a very, very good game. If it continues in the vein we're seeing at the moment. You can see there, it's just a clash of heads.
Yeah, the hard totally nut of Ledesma. Yeah.
They must have had an argument before the game, I think.
Just flicks that one. What a bear.
Let go now, 7. You're off your feet. 7 red. Back foot you. Number 4, back foot.
Peeling round. Domingo's on for Emmanuel Lee, getting his hands on the ball.
Release red. Now release red. Don't use feet. Here it comes. Good.
The bear. Driving low.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's that.
Really? Celso tried to flick it inside, but forward.
They're all very flat there, there's nobody running onto the ball. When they get the Desma coming round, and even Celso, Bonner, when they come wide at pace, they get over the gain line, they look dangerous, but when they're flat, it's easy to defend.
Get on, touch, pause, engage. Let's use it.
Popham at the base. Goes well over the gate. Oh, really good run from Popham. Flicks it out the back as well. Wonderful handling until Brock James read it. Now he chips through. The bounce seems to be kind for him. Footballing skills nearly quite superb from the fly half from Clermont. And now it's the Scarlets that are instinctively wanting to run.
We've had a good build-up into something, it certainly has. We've seen Llanelli Scarlets pushing forward, and then we saw Brock James going down the touchline. And I think, for everybody's sake, Stephen Jones said, let's just get it off the field and regroup. It was a wonderful run, first of all, by Alex Popham, going down. But in those situations, you just need to go down. When you've got the momentum with you, you've got the players coming up. It's given Brock James opportunity to come down. Maybe, if that had just kept straight, he'd have been into the corner. But wonderful defence, wonderful scrambling defence there by the Scarlets, just to keep them on a burnout.
It's breathless stuff. That goes down and gets clattered.
Let go, number 23.
Domingo. Yoni James. Canale comes in short. Rougerie goes in to make sure the ball comes back, so does Audebert.
Not yet. No, it's not. No, it's out.
They've got a pack of forwards coming up here.
Red move.
Newland.
He's not the biggest, but he's very strong, isn't he? He's strong on his feet.
Straight through the middle from Domingo.
Number 23. Let's go.
Ledesma.
No, let go, red.
Barreling charge as per usual. There's Mignoni. James. Nicely chipped through. Malzieu's after it.
Malzieu did well to get round David James there. He's taking a knock, but I think we're going to go up to the TMO again.
Brilliant threat through from Brock James. Malzieu was there to try and dab it down.
Graham, can you check, please, from the
video rep again.
Be interested to have a look at this. He did particularly
First of all,
well.
was the grounding correct? And before that, was there any illegal interference on the red player? Can you check, please, illegal interference in goal and also the grounding? Did you get that, Graham?
Well,
any illegal interference? Was the grounding okay, Scott?
Well, the grounding's fine there. No problem. I give a try there. We'll have to have a look for illegal interference a little bit further back. But looking at it the first time, I'd say that that's a try. Malzieu, didn't he do well to get around David James there? He's a big man, David. Showed a lot of pace, showed a lot of character to go around there, a lot of composure.
There was no interference and the grounding was fine.
Try!
Try score.
Malzieu is on fire this season. They're talking about him possibly playing for France in the Six Nations.
Wonderfully worked try this. Goes through, sticks it on his left foot, and as you go through there, it looked like David James had it covered, but literally it was just shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And not many people will knock David James out of the way like that. And you can understand now why they're talking about Malzieu winning international honours. If he finishes like that, he took one for the cause, but he'll have a big smile on his face now.
The drums are playing. The crowd are clapping. And much as well, James would have liked 2 more, he'll be very satisfied with the weighting and accuracy of his kick there.
Yeah, so we'll see. They're going in again. Just shaking that off. I'm sure there's a smile there somewhere.
Deep inside.
Deep inside.
15-7, 3 tries already. Good challenge from Gavin Thomas, but it goes as far as Canale. This is good hands as well, and Malzieu is offers again. High tempo stuff this. Privat flicking it wide, it's work for Audibert. Share the ball, tackle just comes in, Rougerie. Oh, it hasn't got there.
Double movement by the looks of it. I'll tell you what, it was a wonderful tackle by Yestin Thomas back there on Audibert.
Okay.
This is going to be interesting. Well, if Graham Hughes thought he was coming over for a short weekend, he's certainly got to earn his call, doesn't he?
The player was tackled and placed the ball legally, and that he was tackled and then placed the ball legally in the tackle, please.
Wonderful
And
tackle. Rougerie, does he come?
Yes.
Is the tackle completed there? It looks like he can actually place his arm when the tackle's completed. And for me, that's a try.
Was the momentum though? Looks to have stopped there.
He can stop, but he can actually place his arm after he stopped. He's a big man, Rougerie. We've seen Malou on the other side. We see Rougerie with power.
So I can award the try. Thank you.
Rougerie does get it down. He's got 2 tries. Clermont have got 3 already. This is a feast.
It certainly is. The game's opened up. Well, we've seen there. Audibert was running through, showed good composure. Yestin Thomas, good tackle back. Just managed to slip the ball. And a big man, Rougerie, showed his pace, showed his power in the end, and composure to be able to lift his arm up and put that ball over the line. Perfectly legal.
The conversion is missed, but what a pass from Privat, the second row, to get to Audibert.
We'll have a look here. Vern Cotter thought he was under the post there. It wasn't to be. And it was a lovely angle. As we say, Yestin Thomas did well, but Rougerie, a clear head there. to be able to pick his arm up and put it over the line. So hard to be here before the game. He did a fitness session before the game started and he's still going.
Great offload as well. Right on his shoulder, his captain, to bundle it home. 20 points to 7, 30 minutes played.
Yeah, 10 minutes now. Very important. The Scarlets don't allow Clermont Auvergne in another try, or we'll have another situation like we had last year, about 28 points to 7, was it? At half-time. Out in Toulouse.
Let go, let go, let go.
The one thing's for sure, both sides will keep on playing.
Jones goes to ground.
No, no, leave it, careful, watching. Careful there, back there, number 7.
And Thomas. Deal sliding and nearly finding the gap. You want to see him at his best. Such a joy to watch. Jones. Popham straightening. Jones, Manu. Jones again. Ball is being kept in hand again and again. Thomas taking it up. Mr. Thomas. Turnover. The crowd are expecting both sides to go from any area of the pitch. And they'd be right.
They certainly are right. And we see Scarlets going through phases, Scott McLeod coming in. Celso just manages to get his hand on the ball and reef it out. Scott McLeod. But a composure, it's just a little bit of composure the Scarlets need to come through. They've got the pace of the game, they're getting over, they're going over the gain line. Alex Popham is tireless in this first half. He is doing some real hard yards for the Llanelli Scarlets. Dwayne Peel's looking sharper, he's looking to pull Clermont Auvergne side, looking to pull those defences and trying to exploit that around the fringes. A good battle this afternoon. The Mayoni and Peel, two players that are intent. Some open rugby this afternoon.
Jim Bonner, the ex-Bourgoin captain, is back up and running, and Emanuele is patched up. Jones. Oh, living on the edge.
What a be, I thought he was away again then. Scarlets are playing some high-risk rugby. They're trying to get everything out of the contact area. Sometimes you just got to hold on. If it's a 50-50 for 5 or 6 minutes, you say to yourself, right, we just hold on, we try and create some pressure.
Gavin Thomas. Coming out of contact, and again the Scarlets looking to keep the ball off the ground. And now McLeod recycles. Peel inside. Manu. Popham. Reese straightening. Nearly up to the 22. This is good from the Scarlets. Popping up again. And Thomas is all over the pitch.
I would like to be counting the passes and offloads this afternoon.
Stephen Jones. Popham. Regan King. Oh, he nearly got round Aldebaran again. Straightening and being tackled. Evan Evans. It's recycled, and now the chip goes in. Rougerie goes back. Justin Thomas that was covering there, quickly taken. Brock James just hammered that one upfield, and Rougerie's after it. Stoddard. Oh, he's beaten his man. Oh, brilliant. Instinctive runner. The pass is good. The Scarlets again. Attacking now. Stoddard. Good feet. Jones.
Some wonderful rugby. The Scarlets now just need a little bit of composure. As where we see Scott McLeod just going into Matthew J. Watkins. the frustration. It's this area of the field that Llanelli Scarlets are actually pitching over, haven't quite got the composure. Dwayne Peel picked his head up, banged it in the corner a couple of minutes ago, and then yesterday Thomas was chasing it. You need the likes of David James or Matthew Watkin coming in, or Morgan Stoddard, as we see there. Accidental offside, it'll be a scrum to Clermont Auvergne. It's, as they get into the 22, they need a little bit of composure just to slow it down, need to start to build the game. They play in the offload game wonderfully well, but when they get in there, it's just one or two passes too much, as you see Morgan Stoddard. Lovely balance. Rougerie noticed that he hadn't got back. Tried to put him under pressure.
Both sides' first thought is to run.
Stand up. First problem.
Just emphasised by that quick line out by Rougerie and James.
Make sure we got no one coming. I will square and stationary.
Well covered by Stoddard in the end.
Yes, I want it
not just to get back, but to counter.
Correct.
Silvers, when he's got the ball in his hand, he looks composed. He's breaking the first line of defence. The game's opening up so much now. There are going to be holes. There's a high pace, high intensity to this game, which is going to open up at the end of each half. So I wouldn't be too sure as we see him go back. There'd be maybe at least another try in this game in the first half.
Brock James there, quite happy to slam it upfield rather than just slam it off the pitch. It's worked well. They now get the line out inside Scarlets territory.
Well, Clermont, when they get the ball now, they have the ability just to bang it in the corners. They know they're 20 points to 7 up. They just need to bang it down there, say to the Scarlets, right, come back at us. We'll defend.
Nicely taken by Bonaire at the tail.
Careful, number 8, careful, number 8. Number 8, don't touch, number 8.
Good drive from Clermont. And he's sucking these Scarlets forwards. And still they go very effectively.
It's the 37 minutes, I think, this is the first drive we've seen in the game so far.
Next time's come up, next time.
The referee has told them, next time it stops, you've got to use the ball.
Still they go almost up to the 22. Mignoni. James firing it out wide. Flush! Nazier is well covered. So dangerous. Touchline to touchline. James. Garcia nearly through. Got James. Flat. Ledesma. Popham went straight up, didn't look at the ball, went for the hit.
If Alex had his eyes in the air there, maybe there was an interception on. Maybe he had to look where he was in the field, and if he had caught it, he'd have to go 75 yards, so stick your head down.
He was looking for that big man-on-ball collision. So Desma showing a little bit of subtlety.
With his shoulder into the chest area of a yellow player.
So it's an illegal tackle.
Yes.
By number 8.
Yes.
That was late and illegal. Late and illegal.
Correct, yeah.
And your recommendation is a penalty?
Penalty about 4 metres on the 5 metre line.
And speak to number 8.
Yes.
Popham's going to be singled out
number
here.
8, please.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at that.
Number 8, please. Oh, you can listen as well. Okay, I think you know what happened. He's quite happy with what happened, but we weren't. Illegal tackle, no use of the arm, and it was late, so you've been penalised. Okay, thank you, Captain.
Yeah, he's worked tirelessly in this first half. But maybe he identified the man, thought he was going to have the ball, and went for him. Like we said, if he'd picked his head up, he may have had an interception there.
Here, Dixie.
As it is now.
Here.
It's a penalty.
Graham, please tell me how long to go, please. 7 minutes, yes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Chris White. Sharp on the timekeeping.
Certainly is.
Thank you, Dixie.
Glad there's 7 minutes to go. As you see there, yeah.
Gentlemen, let's have some space.
Alex, he saw the first man. He was the first man in defence. If he'd have put his head up, he may have gone in. But as you see there, Alex Popham for Mewlan, 8 on 8. You don't often get that. You've got to make sure that your presence is felt when you do run into him.
Big chance now at the tail end of this pulsating first 40 minutes for Clermont to maybe take some more points. Brock James and the back's weight. It's the forwards with Jacquet to start with. The pressure is being piled onto the Scarlets here. And again, Clermont drive. The Moulin, is he held up? He is.
Yeah, he was a little bit high when he was going in there. He's a strong man. But the Scarlets just got in around him. Over the last 4 or 5 minutes, we've seen one big drive from Clermont Auvergne down the centre of the park. We've seen them go to the line out, drive it again, pick and drive. They said, OK, you backs are having a bit of fun out wide. We're going to get in on the party as well. As you say, wonderful bit of defence there by the front five from the Scarlets. Big scrum now.
Mignoni, James, taking it into contact himself. Mignoni pops it up. Celso trying to set them all up. And now it starts to rumble. It's looking ominous for the Scarlets. So close.
I think he's actually held back by his own player there.
Topham's involved, trying to slow it up. Turnover.
It'd be interesting to have a look at that again, because it looked like the Clermont Auvergne player who was going in was being pulled back by his own player.
Topham right in the thick of that. What a vital turnover that was.
The Scarlets know now if they let them score again, it's going to be a uphill battle. But they can just hold out now for the next 5 minutes, and then they've got an opportunity to go in, regroup, and come back out. That's similar. Clermont Auvergne know if they score now, they can go in with the biggest smile on their face. Celso, Ledesma, Emmanuel, they love this confrontation.
Preston Thomas, Matthew Rees, Nick and Manu, wanting to be solid.
Fantastic scrum by the Scarlets there.
Topham.
Probably went the wrong way, Alex, but it doesn't matter. They got the ball back.
Well picked up by Stephen Jones, and an excellent clearance. He had to flick that one off his toes.
There'll be a slow walk to the line out now, I think, by both sides. Just to calm down. The forward pack's been under a huge amount of pressure for the last 5 minutes. Oh, and he is delighted. I think he'll sneak that one under his coat and probably take that home to show the kids.
The heat is still on. The Scarlets. Well taken by Jacquet, former French under-21 captain. This is good. This is building. The crowd are screaming at their team, urging them forwards. The Moulin is in there again. Mignoni. James going himself. Nice offload. Turnover. Scarlets by the skin of their teeth.
I think we just better get our breath for a minute after all this.
Wow.
Looked like they were over. Lovely little pass. Regan King just did particularly well. Yestin Thomas, oh dear, what do I do? I just go forward, did the right thing.
Look at this strip from Regan King.
Lovely pass. Seen there, bobbled off his knees, probably a knock-on. But they managed to get away with it.
Time, please, Graham.
Alzier must have thought he was in for 2.
2 minutes.
For the afternoon.
There you go.
The game has been played at a wonderful pace, isn't it? There's been a lot of power shown by both sides. The capacity crowd here, almost capacity crowd, would be glad they came out on a Sunday afternoon, which is getting a bit colder now.
Peel. High and safe.
Now the referee's enjoying this so much, I'm not sure he wants to blow the whistle.
A minute or so left to play. still Clermont try and put more points on the 20 that they've scored already.
They've had a lot of possession over the last 10-15 minutes, Clermont. The Scarlets did well to hold them out. There's only so much you can take.
Working the short side. Bill was there to make the tackle. Driven by Audebert. Desma grabbing sideways, but Llanelli now waits. James, flush, tackle comes in well. The timing of that tackle was crucial. Llanelli. Okay, straight it. And to the depth. Scarlets retaining their discipline at the moment defensively. Huge looping pass, Rougerie.
Away now, 12 move.
Really physical at the breakdown.
Leave it, 7 feet.
Llanelli. James, flat, Rivat. Manueli getting involved there.
Move 7.
Options both sides. Donale chipping it through, and the deflection sees the ball going to touch, and there is the half-time whistle. Scott, what a first 40.
Yeah, we've seen a wonderful half of rugby. Both sides intent with coming out and playing a 15-man style of rugby, which we want to see. Clermont Auvergne, no, go in 20 points to 7. They've taken the best of their advantages. The Scarlets need a bit of composure, and hopefully we're in with the more same after the break.
Half-time then, Clermont 20, the Scarlets 7.
Another busy weekend for us next weekend that gets underway, just like this week on Thursday, with more action from the Challenge Cup. Round 2, Newcastle against Brive is our live game instead of the Rugby Club, 7:30 on Sky Sports 2. On to the Friday, and it's Gloucester against the Ospreys, one of the games of the weekend, that one from King's on. Bourgoin against Ulster, you can access via the red button from 5 to 8, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. On to the Saturday, 3 more games from the Heineken Cup. Dragons against London Irish, Harlequins against the Cardiff Blues, and we're basing ourselves at Stradey Park for the Scarlets against Wasps from 1 o'clock. Again, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. And on to the Sunday, it's Munster Clermont, Bristol against Stade Francais from 12:30, same channels. And in the evening, an extra one for you as well, Toulouse against Leinster. Missing out on that trip, gutted, 7:30. Half-time though, in our final live match this weekend, and Clermont Auvergne are leading the Scarlets by 20 points to 7. Jan, quick word from you. What will Phil Davis have been saying in that changing room at half-time? How do they get themselves back into this one?
Well, they need to start playing some rugby in the opposition territory. It's purely been played in the Scarlets' half. They need to get out, get a hold of that ball, and need to hold on to it for some time and start building a game, because at the moment they're having to react to everything that's happening that Clermont are doing.
Well,
yeah, width is great, but occasionally Popham, Rees, McLeod got to run some short lines. They've got to try and make some busts up the middle. At the moment, Clermont spreading, knowing what's coming. If they can break them through the middle, it might suck them in and create some space.
Is there always a danger, though, if you're leading the Scarlets, if you sit on a lead?
Yes, but I mean, the Clermont Auvergne side will be wanting to get the bonus point. They're in a heck of a group, aren't they? We saw Wasps and Munster yesterday, so they'll be desperate to get to that. But I agree with the guys. Peel and Jones, the half-backs, now have to orchestrate things. They have to play. They'll have to play a little bit of a kicking game out there. When they get base camp down in the 22, then they can go for it. But Will is right. The forwards have got to take it up. You've got to get round this incredibly good defence. Yeah,
the one thing we saw in last year's performance against Toulouse, they came from a 20-point deficit in that game, and we knew what happened. So if they get a chance, but they need to get in the opposition territory. At the moment, they're not doing so.
And they're going to have to defend, because Clermont are going to come, they're going to keep coming. Their coach will say more of the same. They've got some tremendous power up front. They've got some pace. Canali, Brock James with that little nudge that he put in behind for the Malzieu try. they were fantastic in that first half. So you know they're going to come. So we talk about what Llanelli are going to have to do when they get the ball. It's when they haven't got the ball, they've got to stay in the game to give themselves a chance when they do get it.
John Schmidt on the bench, as we know, for Clermont Auvergne. Do you think they'll want to get him involved, give him a taste of Heineken Cup rugby?
I think so. I think they introduce him to the crowd. I mean, he's a great player, but, you know, Ledesma's a fantastic hooker there, but it's a 22-man game now. They'll be bringing fresh legs on. They'll want to finish this game off, want to get the bonus point. But like I said, Llanelli played some great rugby and play it down in the Clermont Auvergne half.
OK, players back out there. Let's rejoin our commentary team of Scott Quinnell and Will Chignall.
13 points might sound a lot, but as Jan has mentioned, it is worth reminding everybody that phenomenal turnaround that the Scarlets managed to achieve against Toulouse last year. And the way that Clermont play, they'll be chasing the 4th try. And the conditions, well, they're going over the Scarlets' shoulders now a little bit. So maybe Stephen Jones will try and play a little bit of territory.
Yeah, I think they should play a little bit of territory. Like the boy said in the studio, composure in that 22. They got in there a number of times, or got close to the 22 a number of times, but then when they went there, they threw the ball, they got turned over, they kicked the wrong areas, they put it up over for the forward and chase. They just need to be more clinical in the second half.
Rougerie with a very fine clearance. It looked a bit wobbly to start with, but it bounced and bounced.
Well, that's all Clermont will have to do in the second half. They just try to frustrate the Scarlets. They know the Scarlets will want to come out and play. They know they want to put the ball through their hands. They want to work their defence up. They want to bring them up. They want to turn the Scarlets over and put the pressure firmly on the Scarlets to play the rugby.
Peel, Manu. Bottom inside to McLeod. Llanelli trying to get his hands in there. Jones in his pass. And another one. Desma putting his shoulder in there, and the Scarlets going from touchline to touchline.
Not sure how much kicking was mentioned in the half-time, but they certainly haven't started that way.
Vern Cotter just needs to get it across. He has done. He comes round again, and the turnover comes, and Jacquet says thanks very much. That's of course the danger. Audibert takes that and unloads. And now it's Clermont chasing their try bonus. Brock James turning the Scarlets is difficult. 20 points to 7.
It's exactly what we talked about a minute ago. The Clermont Auvergne, they just want to let the Scarlets play, push up in defence, and as we see here, Vern Cotter just takes the ball, gets it stripped away from him, but it's high-risk rugby. They're going out there, they're trying the offloads. Like the guy said at half-time, like we mentioned earlier, they just need to bang it downfield, they need a chase, they need a good chase. Try to put Clermont under some sort of pressure. As you see there, Morgan gets taken over the try line, and they're exactly where they want to be now, Clermont.
Thomas goes piling in to try and stop that charge from Vermeulen. Llanelli. Llanelli pulled into it. So forwards, inch by inch, getting closer now. And again, it's the try bonus point. It's Bonner. It's looking good for Clermont now.
Yeah, wonderfully worked try. They came in, they were in, and they pressured the Scarlets. They got themselves in a position where they can challenge and go for the try. They did that. Good scrum, came off the back of the scrum. And again, something the Scarlets didn't have in the first half. It was patience in that 22. And as we see there, Bonner goes over. Well-worked try, lovely weighted pass. Manu goes in for the scrum half, should have stayed out. And if he'd had, he could have made the tackle. But that all comes from pressure. Just before half-time, we saw them piling the pressure on around those areas, 5-6 metres out. And that, after half-time, has paid off as well.
Nicely delayed pass from the scrum half there.
It just brought the prop, it gave the prop 2 minds. Manu didn't know what to do, he held it up. Should I go in? And he did. He went in, and Bonner thought Christmas had come early, opened up for him, and nothing Stephen Jones could do to come back across and make the tackle.
All, of course, came from that turnover as the Scarlets tried to run it from their own 22. And Brock James manages the conversion. And the score is looking very good for Clermont now.
3-6-14.
Yeah, as we see, lovely when you pass, goes over. They know how important that is. They've got the bonus points, and they know how important bonus points are going to be in this. Munster managed to get one losing bonus point yesterday. They held Wasps from getting the full 5 points. Now they go top of the group at the moment if the Scarlets don't come back. And you can see in their faces how much that meant to them.
Not yet, not yet.
Garen Evans is on for David James. This right wing. 27-7, the Scarlets know that they need to cut back immediately. Bruce Douglas on there for Deacon Manu. Number 17 on his back. On halfway. Peel looking to go. Ball not finding Stephen Jones at the moment. Gavin Thomas.
Still intent on playing. That's a penalty. He can't come over the top there.
Dwayne Peel is down.
Stay on your feet.
And he looks in some pain.
Got away with that, came on, put a lot of pressure on there. Thought he'd come over, come round. Put his hands into the ruck, but the referee, Chris White, given a scrum. Dwayne Peel gone down there. They know they need Dwayne Peel firing on all cylinders if they're going to get out of this group. A wonderful player, him and Stephen Jones over the years. Wonderful partnership for the Llanelli Scarlets. They need to regroup now. They need to have a chat. They need to calm things down. No, they're not out of this game yet.
You got well and truly sandwiched there. Gavin Cattle is on the bench.
Not sure Paul Mariotti's friend is there sitting next to him, but he looks a lot happier than Paul.
It's not quite up for the Mexican wave. And Phil Davis will look and hope that his Scarlet side can overcome this intimidating but fantastic atmosphere. Driven on.
Alex Faulkner particularly well led to get the ball up and drive forward.
Jones dinking that one. Rougerie pretty well positioned.
He's won it.
Turnover for the Scarlets.
Fighting hard on the floor. No. Mignoni stays cool. There goes the little box kick. Rougerie chases. Now then, penalty to the Scarlets.
Stephen's got to put this one down into the corner. Maybe do something different. A line-out drive from the forwards. Just a tie. That time out of Vern Cotter. As we see, can't really tell from that angle. But the Scarlets won't mind.
The line out is good. And Peel was trying to find his way through the middle. Forest of players just not providing enough clearance for him. The Scarlets really going hard at Clermont now. And again.
Just need to keep the composure. They need to keep the ball going.
Look at that counter-rucking there from Clermont trying to turn it over.
Stand up, players down, both sides. Both sides go down. They're going for the attacking side.
Clermont looking particularly strong in the contact area there again. Scarlets maybe not getting enough players into it. But they're down in the 22. This is where they failed really today, the Scarlets. Haven't showed the composure in the 22. Forced the ball. A couple of wrong options. They need to stay there. They know they have to score the next try if they're going to get into this game. As you can hear the crowd just picking themselves up and picking their team up.
Pas de liaison. Pas de liaison. Pas de liaison. First point, yes.
The Scarlets' backs are set. Okay. 27-7. It looks a mountain. The Scarlets, no doubt, will believe they can climb it, can overcome it.
Okay, number 9.
It's a great history that the Scarlets have. They've reached the knockouts in 8 of the 11 competitions. Lost the semi, of course, to Leicester last year. More heartache. They haven't managed ever to get to a final. And they're in a white-hot pool again. Wasps and Munster in Pool 5.
Yeah, it certainly is a difficult pool. They know there's no easy games in this one. And that's why we mentioned earlier that the Scarlets need to get into at least a losing bonus point. They need to pick something up here just to keep them in. Home form is going to be vital in this group. You can win all your home games. And one away win could actually do it for you.
Maybe a beautifully constructed set-piece move now. The scrum has to be good.
It's a poor scrum there from the Scarlets.
And it isn't.
We talked earlier, Emanuele, Ledesma, Theo, they love the contact area. As we see there, Emanuele, he's going round. Alex Popham, on a couple of other occasions, just managed to get it away, but unfortunately, that time, he couldn't, it was wheeled round too quickly.
Mignoni got James. It's clear and safe, but it's still time to defend inside their own 22 for Clermont. There's John Smith looking to make his debut. Doesn't look as though he's stretched off and ready to go quite yet. What addition to the squad.
Magnificent player. Huge experience.
Oh, it's brilliant from Peel. Peel's looking to go himself. Oh, wow. The Scarlets are coming back at them.
Well, we mentioned earlier that it's going to take a little bit something special. Dwayne Peel has got to be at the top of his game, and this is what he certainly does best. He sees a little gap, and he takes it. It looked like his ankle was okay from the knock earlier. Showed great pace, great maturity to finish that one off.
Under the post, 2 points added.
But the Scarlets, they've been on and out. David Jones taking that ball, just opened up. And they talked about dummy runners earlier. Clermont Auvergne, they came out, they were looking at the runners around Dwayne Peel, and he decided to do it himself.
The scrum half ignites the fight back.
It was just a sustained pressure. They got into the 22, they stayed there, they had a scrum, he got turned. They put pressure on Brock James, he put it into touch. And then from that line out, a good line out, a clean line out, they're able then to go and score a try.
The Scarlets can't come back against Clermont like they did against Toulouse. Can they now think that the answer is yes?
They certainly can, but they need to sustain pressure. They need to play in areas. The guys were right at half time again. They just need to bang it up there. They need to play in those areas. They need to get into the 22. They need to frustrate Clermont Auvergne. When they do get in, and Clermont Auvergne are in this situation now, if the Scarlets try to play their way out of it, what Clermont Auvergne are doing is just defending and letting them make a mistake. And then, as we see again, Alex Popham just goes behind him that time. That's what Clermont are looking to do. Hassle now the Scarlets into a mistake.
Let's go.
Cloche. Rougerie. Up it goes high. He's chasing hard. Stoddard stays cool and counters. Brilliant. And now the Scarlets looking to break. Back goes a tackle from Rougerie. Daft Jones. Peel. Oh, there are numbers here. Can the Scarlets finish? The referee says play on! Oh, Regan King!
What were we saying?
It's amazing! It's brilliant!
Well, the Scarlets are certainly back in this game. A wonderful bit of play. We saw the kick of Morgan Stoddard, absolutely magnificent. You've got the big man Rougerie coming down on you, so composed, breaks a couple of tackles, a wonderful pass. As we see here, David Jones just come on the field. He'll take it in, do nothing stupid, go to the floor, set it up, create an offside line. And we see here, just breaking through that, the speculative pass again, but this time it works for the Scarlets. And Regan King, he'll score them all day. The Scarlets are back in this one.
There's a lot of talk about this being the most immense game to watch, and the tries are flying in.
We were talking before the game, and we were talking about that Toulouse game last year, and what a wonderful occasion it was, and how lucky I was there to be there. Can it happen again?
Conversion. Successful.
Gavin Evans did well there, just a flick it, and Morgan Stoddard, don't pick it up, give it a little kick, Regan will run it in, no problem. The smiles are back on the Scarlets' faces.
What a finish we've got in store, what a treat. 27-21. And there'll be more to come, no doubt. Cloud takes that one.
Those are the things in the first half that they weren't doing. They weren't taking those. When they scored a try, they'd knock it on. Clermont will come through. It's simple, do the basics well now.
Advantage being played to the Scarlets, and Stephen Jones happy to hammer it upfield, but he had a free hit, of course, and he'll be pleased that he can immediately bang the ball deep inside the Clermont half. And look who's warming up. A World Cup winning captain, just about to make his debut for Clermont, and what a time to do it. They've won the last 21 home games, Clermont, but it's looking a bit shaky here. The Scarlets are right at them.
They certainly are, and if they can keep the pressure going now, we'll see what this Clermont side are like. Sometimes when you go 27 points to 7 up, 27 points to 14 up, you can rest on your laurels a little bit. And now the Scarlets have a little bit of momentum. Can they continue through that?
It's stolen. Bonaire is such a good line-out jumper, both offensively and defensively. Got his hand in there. The Desma. Fall down by Popham. Jacquet, the pick and go, and Cooper was waiting for him. Little chip from Brock James. Is there a try coming here? Oh, it's brilliantly collected. Canale came off his knee. The referee says play on. Big moment now. They want quick ball with Mignoni. Spins it out. Audibert. The hands are good. In the corner. Rougerie celebrates. He thinks he's got his hat-trick. The referee, Chris White, is going to the video ref.
Have a look here. I think he got in. Regan King didn't get low enough. That's a try.
Okay.
I thought
just check the active scoring
earlier on
and touch
in that move, when they broke through the middle, I think there was a little knock on under the posts.
So I may award the try.
In that movement, but that doesn't matter now. Rougerie is in for his hat-trick, and we're going to see the World Cup captain coming onto the park.
Australian accent refereeing the game, so that must be you.
A lovely pass.
Such a good finisher, isn't he?
Oh, he's a wonderful finisher. Showed huge strength there. Morgan Stoddard just got brushed off. Regan King didn't go low enough. And you can't allow a man like Rougerie, big man, huge power, huge pace.
The World Cup winning captain gets a huge reception and replaces Ledesma. Oh, what a replacement to have. Llanelli also comes off and Domingo goes on. That is superb. With Rock James.
Yeah, wonderful kick there. As you see here.
Oh, Canale was lucky, wasn't he?
He was. He came off his legs. As he takes it here, I think that was a bit of a knock-on, maybe. But it doesn't matter now. See Rougerie, if you don't go low on him, he's going to brush you off. As John Smith coming on.
Time has stopped.
No language barriers there. Get on the field. Another part of his career now.
Time off.
Etienne comes on into the back row. Good take from Fribat. James. Oh, he's hit the sweet spot there. That is a monster. But still, 20 minutes to go, and you can bet your bottom dollar there's more drama.
Oh, there's certainly going to be more drama in this. Both sides are still playing. They're going out there to play the game like we enjoy watching.
Jones. King. He's looking maybe to see somebody on his outside shoulder. He could have flicked that one out. Decided to go to ground. Safety first. Turnover. Bonner. Mignoni. Canale. Made that bust up the middle just a moment or so ago. James. Referee's happy that Garcia was legal.
That's fine, stay as you are, fine.
With a bag. Tackled by his opposite number, Gavin Thomas.
Yeah, both open sides had a wonderful game in the loose and in the tight.
4 or 5 useful meters.
Ball's out. Wait, Sterling, wait.
Again. Working it tight now. And again, the forwards pick and go. Etienne. Wasn't held, so he had another few meters in him. Mignoni. It's hard, abrasive, and narrow at the moment. It's extremely successful. It's the bats. James. Garcia. Getting ever closer. James. Audebert. Etienne.
Let go, Red, let go.
James! It opened up for him, and he's going under the post.
Yeah, he's going to make it easier for him to convert his own try. Wonderful composure there, Cameron Vern. They went through phase after phase after phase. And we see there, it's just opened it up, tired the Scarlets defence. The big men coming on have made a big difference as well. Domingo, Etienne, big runners, taking the Scarlets defence off. And they're playing particularly well. Brock James goes under the posts, but they're controlled. They're going through the phases. They're clinical at times. The forward pack are looking strong. Just tie in the Scarlets defence in.
6 tries now for Clermont. What an amazing game of rugby.
4 red, please. Number 4, please.
Yeah, it's a wonderful game of rugby.
4-2, 4-2.
As we see, Scarlets making some changes. Vern Cotter going off. Eustace coming on. James Hayter as well coming on from Matthew Rees.
Quite extraordinarily, the Scarlets' best chance of getting a bonus point is probably by scoring a 4th try rather than by coming within 7.
I think at the moment in time, that's certainly right, and I'm sure they'd go all out to score that try. As you see, another error there coming from Clermont, but again, they're intent on going. Gavin Evans cuts inside.
Into the 22.
Huge width on the Scarlets backline here.
Regan King with the pass. It's a 4-on-3. Ball kicks up illegally. Penalty to the Scarlets.
Morgan Stoddard has really stepped up. He's been magnificent this afternoon under the high ball, looking posed with the ball in his hand. Every time he goes through, he looks to offload, he looks to create an option. See Stephen Jones here, he's going to bang this in the corner. Let's see if they can keep it tight, see if they can get a training ground move. Maybe Dwayne Peel up the middle again.
41-21, 15 minutes to go.
The intensity and the pace hasn't dropped at all. Size, two of them, very fit, very strong. And that's been the crux of the Scarlets today. They've got into opportunities, they've got into areas, and just let Clermont Auvergne come away with the ball. Haven't been clinical enough that you need to win at this level.
Watkins, little chip, looking to collect. Oh. Curious take by Privat. Got James with a decent angle.
I like the way Clermont Auvergne play the game. They play in areas, they're not frightened to bang it off. They know they've got a good line-out. Bonnet has been magnificent this afternoon. Jacquet, Privet in the line-out. They've been dominant in those areas, not giving Scarlets the ball they needed. As you see, the big man going up there. Oh, wonderful take, wonderful skills. They play an all-round game. They've got power, pace up front, and the back line. When they get going, Rougerie, 3 tries. Malezu, wonderfully taken try in the first half. We realise now why they were second in the French Championship last year.
There's Alex King, he's won more winners' medals than any other English fly half in the professional era. 2 Heineken Cup winners' medals, 4 Premiership winners' medals. So the ex-Wasp plays for another club for the first time, and Brock James has had an absolute belting game.
He's been magnificent, he really has controlled the game particularly well. His forward pack have gone, dominated really up front, and he's had an armchair ride. He's taken all the right decisions. He's put the ball in the corner when he needs to. He's played, he's put width on the game. Rounded that off with a try for Alex King. Now comes on, as I said, I spoke to him earlier, loving his time down here in France. Really, really enjoying it. And in the swan song of his career, maybe the change now that he needed.
A hugely influential figure at Wasps, wasn't he?
Oh, magnificent. When you think of Wasps over the last 10 years, Alex King is one of the first names that come up on the team sheet. He was absolutely magnificent, he took it well. And, you know, anybody who's won 2 Heineken Cups and all those domestic trophies, certainly a player you admire, but more importantly, he's a nice guy as well.
Stand up. We've had no problems in the game. Make sure your head is through. You're too close. And you're too close. Give yourself some space.
Getting some attention from referee White.
Yeah,
Free kick.
James Hayter, he's coming on, playing against the World Cup captain. He just wants to make himself known to Mr. Smith.
Hands off. Advantage. You play the ball.
Advantage being played to the Scarlets. with King. Stops and then goes. Scarlets have got the advantage. Zordaber that's singled out.
They want to keep this going now. They don't really want to go in the corner. Line-out's really been taken away from the Scarlets. Not as clean as they need to when they get into those areas. Stephen Jones going to give his forward pack another go there.
Just pushing that one into the 22. Now James Hayter will be using all the powers of his concentration to make sure he hits the Scarlet's hand or two. Westerhausen is on for finale. Into the centres.
Yeah, he's been a strong runner this afternoon as well, Canale.
So the Scarlets looking for their 4th try. Evan Thomas just about bats it backwards, and McLeod was there to go and sweep up, but Clermont going in there to turn it over. They have.
I don't understand quite why the Scarlets are going to the touchline. They know the last couple of lineouts have gone there, it's been turned over. If they have slapped the ball back, it's been poor delivery for Dwayne Peel. They've been on the back foot. You need to keep the tempo up. The Scarlets are at the best when they're playing. I know it's difficult, but you can't go to the lineout because at the moment it just isn't quite working for them.
Taken off the base by Etienne. Yoni gets snagged. The Scarlets coming in the side. Alex King rocks up to put boots to ball for the first time in his senior career in a different shirt than Wasps.
Keep me tidy as well, Ash, yeah. Dixie, yeah.
And a clean strike, an unassuming but steely individual, brilliant tactician.
He certainly is, as he said before. He's a wonderful player. He's been there, he's been at the highest level. And when you come to a new club and there's a vast experience, when players have won tournaments, when they have won, you look at them and they say, right, you know, how did you get there? And Alex King has got vast experience in those areas, and I'm sure he'll be enjoying his time down here in France, around a wonderful club, a wonderful city.
And what a start to the Heineken Cup for Clermont. Played with ambition and precision. 41 points to 21 at the moment. The Scarlets looking to climb into the lead through Peel. Garen Evans. Stephen Jones could do nothing but to hit that one high, and now John Smith goes to take the ball. He would have had a quick fire rundown on the lineouts, but he's only been here a week or so. His first throw, the World Cup winning captain. Immaculate.
Yeah, he's not one of the best hookers in the world for nothing. And with himself and Ledesma going for that number 2 jersey, I'm sure they'll bring the best out each other as well, which I think for everybody else around may cause everybody a few problems.
That's it. Leave him alone, you be careful.
Mignoni waits. The forwards reorganise. Yeah. He's getting the ball in his hands, and he's made some headway since he came on.
He certainly has. The forward pack, Domingo, at the end, they've carried particularly well. They look strong, they look abrasive, high skill level, as you see there.
Scarlet's defence well organised, but now Mignoni slides and pops, and Jacquet just knocks that one forward. Advantage being played to the Scarlets. And they're going. Stoddard is quick. He's looking to go around the outside of Rougerie. Touchline, and the Clermont skipper beaten.
I certainly did. Yeah, he's had a magnificent game, Morgan Stoddard. He sees going out on the outside of Rougerie there. He's such a big man. Just puts his foot into touch.
Rougerie had the angle on him, didn't he?
He certainly did, but he'd be relishing this. He's coming through, playing full back for the Scarlets. Rougerie, highly experienced player. These are the type of games that you want to play in. I thought both those players played particularly well today.
Chris White said to Privat au revoir. That's pretty clear that it's the end of his afternoon, but a very successful one.
Yeah, he's been magnificent. The line-out's been particularly good today for Clermont Auvergne. The scrum's been very strong. They've been clinical, they've been very good. It'll be interesting to see next week now when the Clermont side go to Munster.
That's a heck of a game, isn't it? Every game in this pool is an absolute cracker.
Traditionally, you'd say the French sides don't always travel well. But next week, they've got such a cosmopolitan side. They've got sides that have played at the highest level. Obviously, the Ciseaux, big Argentinian, taking it on again. The 75th minute, he's as strong as he was in the first.
Still thump from the Clermont forwards as they pile into the Scarlets' opposite numbers. King. Rougerie still manages to get it out to Flush. The two Clermont-born and bred players. Sione. Penalty. The referee warned the Scarlets.
I think that's the frustration there from Adam Eustace. He's come on as a replacement, wants to get himself into the game. Unfortunately, he's given a penalty away there. Alex King will bang this one into the corner. Going back to that point, when they go to Munster, this side, they look capable. They've won 21 at home, looks like they're going to win 22. They win their 3 games at home here in the stadium, then maybe one away win could do it for them.
Yeah, it's a big if though.
Oh,
Wasps like playing away from home. They can, when they gone away in 2004 and beat Perpignan, I think. Munster show that they can travel. They so nearly squeaked against Wasps just yesterday. So many ifs and buts. It's wonderfly poised.
That's why it's such a wonderful competition. You have a look at the group that we got here. I think anybody can go anywhere. The Scarlets have showed if they show a little bit more composure and a bit more patience, then they can score the tries.
There's Clermont on the rampage, looking for another. They got it.
Yeah, again the power come in from the pack of forwards. They've been immense all afternoon.
The replacement, Domingo, gets the 7th try for Clermont.
He's been wonderful since he's come on. He really has been powerful. He's been very strong in the contact area. He's come round. There we are. You can see. There we are. There's the line. You're not stopping me. Gets the ball down.
How long to go, please?
They really have worked those close contacts well.
How much? 7. 7 minutes, 30
So 7 minutes or so left to play, and the home side are looking to close in on 50 points. The Scarlets just 1 try short of a try bonus point.
Yeah, well, it's all about that try bonus point now for the Scarlets. They need to go out. They got 7 minutes, I think Chris White said a minute ago. So we're looking at 6 minutes.
King just flicks that one over to add the 2 that on top of Domingo's strike. Good drive there.
Yeah, wonderful drive. Done in the second half. The mix is been most important about the second half for me. For Clermont Auvergne, they've played when they've been allowed, but the forward pack really have picked it up. They've taken the Scarlets on. They showed what composure they do have in those areas.
Flick blind, and it finds Stephen Jones.
Careful with your heads, careful with your heads.
Scarlets still going.
Yellow, play on, advantage.
King looks so comfortable on the ball, doesn't he? Up to the 22. Scarlets looking for this 4th try.
Thank you.
Teal, Jones, Stephen Jones again.
Let go, yellow, red.
Gets 2 tacklers on him, but it does come back the Scarlets' way. King, every time he gets the ball, he looks threatening. Teal. Stoddard.
Good defence there by Clermont. They're coming through. They're just sitting off the Scarlets. They're allowing them to play. They're allowing them to do the little offload. They're just sitting there and saying, right, do what you need to do, and we'll push up and we'll cut you down. The Scarlets are certainly going out for this try bonus point.
And this is a good position from which to strike if they can.
Solid platform they need now.
Yeah, have their solid scrum. Smith right in the middle there for his new club.
Good scrum.
Popham. Stoddard straightens. Play on, says the referee. Stephen Jones. The Scarlets still full of fight. Getting closer, looking for their 4th try. Jones. Oh, this is good, straighten, and so nearly through was Gavin Evans. But Clermont are looking to go with the turnover. Audubert. Tackled by Garen Evans.
Let go, referee, let go, referee. No, don't touch it, 18, listen.
Alex King just dropped deep. He's going to bang this into the stand.
Don't risk it.
King with that left foot of his just makes it safe. Into injury time now. 48-21.
Scarlets have played high-risk rugby all afternoon, and unfortunately, when they got into those areas, haven't been as clinical as they'd like to be. They got 1, maybe 2 opportunities again to get that bonus point.
Hayter wanting to stay in field, flicking it back, but the touch judge's flag is up. The Scarlets will get the put in, and so
3 minutes, gentlemen. 3 to go, John.
with 3 minutes left to play, the visiting side get another chance to come away from this match with a point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The Scarlets really need to work on their set piece by next week. The line-out in particular, before Wasps come to Stradi.
Look at the work rate of Popham. Took it off the base of the scrum, and there he was to pick and go from Duff Jones's drive upfield. Peel getting caught.
Very good, that's good, that's good.
Can the Scarlets find an opening? And Thomas.
Get on with it, let go, yes. Attention, advantage, playing on the floor.
Stephen Jones, nice little flick. Oh, that might have opened something up now for the Scarlets. King just gets held on. Popham still flying at Clermont. The Scarlets still trying to play out of the tackle, keeping pace on this ball right to the end. Stoddard delayed the pass. Clermont just about make the tackle. The Scarlets looking for this 4th try. Wide it goes to Gavin Thomas. King swivels and goes. Oh, he's slippery, isn't he?
So just don't know what he's going to do next. We've got a penalty. We've got to tap and go.
Penalty to the Scarlets.
Try and pick.
Time, please.
Try and keep it going. Just tap and go, Pops.
He's gone. Route one, as ever.
Knock on by
Knock on by Clermont. Have they got time for the scrum?
Rouge. Premier Jeune. Premier.
Last chance, surely now with the Scarlets. 30 seconds left to play. What a game we've had.
It's been magnificent. The pace, the power we've seen today. Some of the offloads from both sides. The Scarlets, high-risk rugby, has come off at times. Not as clinical as they could have been, but certainly both these sides are going to have a say in this group.
Gavin Thomas, 4 metres from the Clermont line. Peel, Stephen Jones, King.
Thank you.
Inside goes Evans. Peel again. So close now. The Scarlets, can they finish so strongly? They can't. What a game. What entertainment.
It's been a magnificent game of rugby. All the players laying on the park, out on their feet. Alex Bopham, magnificent this afternoon. Really did work hard by Rougerie. The homegrown boy from Clermont Auvergne. 3 tries, man of the match today. Absolutely magnificent. Though Clermont Auvergne controlled the game. He had more composure at times.
And they blooded some new stars. John Smith, one of them. Alex King's on there as well. This Pool 5 has thrown up another superb game. Was squeaked home yesterday against Munster. Clermont go to Munster next week. But they're the victors here by 48 points to 21.